guys, Scott Tabor here. In this video, I want to show you how we can take the basic rhythm or compás of one of the main flamenco forms and build on it little by little, adding some syncopation and different techniques. And by the end of this video, you'll know how to count Alegrias, and you'll be able to combine some of the different elements that you'll see in these 7 levels to match where you're at right now. Okay, let's first look at the chords. We have an E chord. We have a B7 over F sharp, we call it. So you might be familiar with B7. We don't even need our pinky. That exposes the open E string, which is the root of the key anyway, and it's easier if we don't have our pinky down. And take your middle finger and put it on the 6th string, and now we have a full B7 chord, B7 over F sharp, we could call it. And now we can hit all the strings. So that's our 5 chord, Roman numeral 5, and that comes back to E. We're going to see an A chord also a little bit later for something else. And in flamenco, we play A like this very often, putting your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string, and then doing a little bar here in the middle, so that we can do things like this instead of playing A like this. It doesn't really matter though how you play A. So we're playing E, D7 over F sharp, round and round. Okay, so we're doing this in 7 levels or 7 steps, but the first step is going to be kind of a 3-part thing because we need to take those chords and play them to a certain beat. In Alegrias, we're going to be counting to 12, and we have accents kind of in weird places. Same thing is happening in the form called Soleá. Go check out my 7 levels of Soleá video if you haven't already. And we're going to try to give an accent by hitting it a little bit harder on the 3, 6, 8, 10, and 12. And the hardest accents are going to be on the 3 and the 10. So see if you can do that. We're just going to stay on the E chord and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You should just do that a million times until you get comfortable with it. This time, I'm going to use my index finger and put my thumb on the 6th string. Even though we can play all the strings on an E chord, you can have your thumb down for stability, and sometimes when we get going fast, it's good to have that anchor of the thumb if you want. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now let's change the chords. On the 3, we're going to go to this B7 over F sharp, and then on the 10, we're going to go back to E. That's our basic exchange of when we would go to B7 and come back again. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, B7 on the 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, and E, 11, 12. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And finally, on this first step, let's play an index finger upstroke between every beat, and that will be on the and of every single beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Whenever you're finished with something in Soleá, Alegrias, these 12 counts, very often it's going to be on the 10, and the 11 and 12, you're just going to let them go by. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So these levels are going to get harder as we go, and it's going to get pretty hard, but you don't have to get awesome at the 7th one. They're just ideas that you can mix together. So if things get too hard, you can always take a simpler section from before and insert that into whatever you're doing. And even this next one, number 2, is totally legit and traditional accents and correct and all that stuff. And so you don't have to even go beyond that if you don't want to. So in this one, we're changing the chords at exactly the same time, going from E to B7 on the 3rd beat, and then going back to E on the 10. But we're going to introduce 2 new things. We're going to play a golpe here with the ring finger. That's when you hit your nail against the guitar like this. And we're also going to be using the 4-stroke rasgueo. Rasgueo is anytime, basically, we hit our nails against the strings, you could say. I'm going down with the pinky, down with the ring, down with the middle, down with the index, and we're trying to get them distinct, but kind of like a triplet into the beat like this. And the way that you typically see this rasgueo used a lot is into an accent. So here we're going to be going 7, 8, 9, 10, like that. Let's check it out. Okay, level 3 is going to be tougher. We're going to be using the 5-stroke quintuplet rasgueo. That's where we go pinky, ring, middle, index, up, but we have to do it evenly within one beat, and we're going to do 2 of them in a row. 1, 2, 3, and we're always going to be not to walk over the accents. We're going to end our rasgueo into an accent. We wouldn't go like this, 1, 2, 3, necessarily, because it kind of obscures the accent. We're going 1, 2, 3, and kind of empty out right there on the accent, and that tells the listener that it's an accent. Let's check it out, level 3. Okay, now things are definitely getting harder. Level 4, we're going to have a 4-stroke rasgueo, but without the pinky. That's where we go ring, middle, index, up, like that. And we're going to be introducing some syncopation here, where we hit a downstroke where we normally would have done an upstroke. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then after that, there's going to be some ties in the music where we're doing just upstrokes and not doing the downstrokes. 1, 2, 3, see a lot of the same kind of rasgueo in the same places that we saw in the last one. Okay, number 5, we're going to throw in some arpeggios, specifically the reverse arpeggio. So we have our B7 over F sharp, and we're going to play this little phrase that we hear in Alegrias all the time. Down to E, just a little major scale thing. So we're playing B7 over F sharp. I've got my thumb, ring, middle, index. We call that the reverse arpeggio. Let's check it out, number 5. Okay, level 6, more complications are going to happen. Now we're going to wiggle our pinky around a little bit. You hear a lot of this stuff with your pinky sometimes in Alegrias. That kind of stuff, we're going to be putting that in here, and also doing a double arpeggio instead of a reverse arpeggio, which is more notes, as a sextuplet. Block chord, and then here we have a really fast forward arpeggio. And this section of the compás just means the rhythm, and kind of how the rhythm and the chords go together. The remate is where we go 10, 11, 12, kind of the closing sequence in the compás. Let's check it out, number 6. Okay, number 7 is the final one, the hardest one. It is getting a little bit ridiculous with these techniques. I'm just trying to cram these things in here to show you all the different options that you have, and you can always make it simpler if you want. In this final one, we'll be using this rasgueo where we do this. Well, very often you hear that done in triplets. Here we're doing it evenly in groups of 4, you could say, going 1 and a 2 and a 3 and. A good exercise for evening out that technique. And also we have a technique called alzapúa, which is pretty advanced, where we do this. What's happening here is I'm holding this B7 over F sharp, keeping it down as much as I can, hammering on the pinky, and that was a thumb rest stroke, rested on that next string. Then I went, strummed a couple of strings, and then came back and strummed up on the same couple of strings. Doing a rest stroke on this string, hammer the pinky, strum down, strum up, and then do it again. The fact that we're doing a slur helps us give the illusion that we're doing things faster than we really are. It makes it easier on the thumb. At the very end here, we're doing this kind of ghost hammer thing where I play this string, I do the similar remate that we saw earlier, and then I kind of hammer this on without having just hit the string. So I'm going. Let's check it out, number 7. One final thing I want to mention is this thing called the llamada. We can do at the end of almost anything, where we go to A. In this case would be A, E, B7, and that kind of tells the listener or whoever, the dancer, that we're done with whatever we're doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You notice that sounded more like a waltz. It didn't have all those accents in it that we're normally doing. So we can go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And that thing that I did in the end was what we did earlier anyway. At the very beginning of this video, I combined some of the things that we're doing here together, and I had this little ending, which was a little bit jazzier, more modern sounding. This is the llamada using this triplet rasgueo. I did it here on an E power chord. And then down here, that's a C sus chord, B sus, giving us the sound of this minor key thing that'll take us to E, and I played E major 7 right there. So those are my 7 levels of Alegrias, some pretty hard stuff in there. Let me know how you're doing with this, get the sheet music for it below, and I'll see you in the next video.